Hello everyone, my name is Roya, and today I'm going to be telling you all about my favorite books. I wanted to do a video like this. I've kind of had this sort of on the back burner of a video I wanted to do. I always wanted to do a video like this, but I just, saved it for when I didn't have any other videos I needed to film, all of that. So here we are, without further ado, my favorite books. And also, this is not counting Lord of the Rings, which is actually my third favorite book, because everyone kind of already knows about Lord of the Rings and kind of what it is and all that other stuff. So I'm not gonna bother summarizing and talking to you about Lord of the Rings, but you should definitely check it out. My favorite book is The King of Atolia by Megan Whalen Turner, and this is actually the third book in the series, the first one being The Thief, the second one being The Queen of Atolia, and this is the third one, The King of Atolia, and there are 3 books after this one as well in the series. The 6th and final book is coming out next year. Really, I mean, you could count the whole series as my favorite book, I guess, but really when people ask me what my favorite book is, I do specify, like, oh, The King of Atolia, the 3rd book in the Queen's Thief series, because I'm weird like that, I guess. But essentially this series is about a thief who becomes a king and has to do all this stuff and deal with all this craziness, and it is really, really amazing. And also the romantic subplot between the king and the queen is like super duper on point and just amazing, and I love it, and I love every inch of this entire book. And another of my all-time favorite books is Oryx and Crake by Margaret Atwood. This is the first book in the Mad Adam trilogy, but essentially it was kind of a standalone for a very long time, sort of. So when I read this one, it had been out for a good long time, and the second one was only just coming out when I read it, and then the third one took 5 more years to come out. I have no idea, but essentially this is about a dystopian society that isn't that far removed from today's world. It still looks like the world that we live in now. It just kind of has some more advanced things going on. So it kind of gives you the sense of this is just around the corner that this could happen. And some stuff goes down and there's an apocalypse. So our story kind of starts with this dude thinking that he's the only human left, all this stuff, and it's sort of told in flashback to how he got to that point. And this is a really, really good book. It talks about also a friendship breakup, and I know a lot of people are always asking for recommendations for a friendship breakup, and I definitely would 110% say this one. So Margaret Atwood won some sci-fi award or something like that for this book, and a lot of people were like, but that's not sci-fi, and I keep hearing about this just all the time. It really is sci-fi, you guys. It's not some kind of crazy space opera or anything like that. It very much kind of is about the world we live in, but there are hair transplants and all kinds of weird stuff. The whole world, they grow meat out of just whatever so that people can eat meat without eating it from an animal at all. They grow extra kidneys on pigs so that people can have kidney transplants. They grow extra skin on pigs and all this other weird stuff so people can have skin transplants. And it's just the weirdest world to read about because it's basically this world, but it's not. So yeah, it's definitely a very fascinating book and very world driven and weird. So I definitely love the whole series, but this book especially is just really on point. Ilona by Tamora Pierce. This has been a favorite book of mine since I was just 10 years old. I first read this, and just seeing just a badass chick have to do all this stuff to become a knight and everything, it just inspired me so much as a kid. I was like, yeah, I want to be like her. And I have loved the crap out of this series ever since. I reread this book about every, 5 to 10 years, something like that. And it's definitely really awesome. It never gets old, and yeah, the whole series is great. Yes, the whole medieval world where women can't do anything is getting a bit tired these days because it's a fantasy world. You can totally have it not be actual medieval times. You can totally have women do whatever, if you want to, because it's your own imagination. But somehow this story just still stays somewhat more timeless than a lot of the girls dressing as boys to do whatever do somehow, just because of just everything that goes on in it, and I love the crap out of it. The Last Unicorn by Peter S. Beagle. Obviously, I'm sure a lot of you guys totally predicted that I would hold this one up. So this book is amazing. If you've seen the movie, the book is basically the movie, except that it has so many amazing quotes in it that are just incredible, that I love, and it's great. And I think I should probably reread this soon and just like do a video of all the best quotes in it, because there's a lot of stuff that is really profound that you don't get out of the movie. But at the same time, like, it is, the plot-wise, it is very close to the movie. Tell Me Again How a Crush Should Feel by Sarah Farizan. This is the only contemporary on this list, I think. So this is an all-time favorite of mine that I discovered about 5 years ago, something like that, 5 or 6 years ago. And it is about an Iranian lesbian girl who is very much in the closet, doesn't know how to tell even her best friends that she actually likes girls. So, like, one of her best friends is a guy and he likes her, but, like, she doesn't know how to tell her other best friend who likes him that she can totally go for it and it won't be, like, weird, all that stuff. And then, like, she meets this girl, this new girl who comes to her school and that she's into, but she can't really tell if she's into her too or not, and all kinds of stuff, and it's really awesome. I loved it. It's the first time I'd ever read about a queer Iranian girl. There are actually a lot more books now. Ever since I've read this, there are a lot more books that have been published in the YA category about queer Iranian teenagers, and it is beautiful. In fact, there are a lot of books out there about queer Iranians in general, because apparently there are a lot of us out there. So definitely I could do a whole video about just that. I really could, but I do talk about a lot of those books on my channel, just kind of in general anyway. But this is the first one that I had read that was about a queer Iranian, and I loved the absolute crap out of it. This book made me laugh at so many parts and made me cry at so many parts. Like, I seriously cried my eyes out reading this because it's so beautiful. It also is a really good friendship story. Like, it's not, don't go into this thinking that it's just about a girl falling in love with a girl. It's not a fluffy, like, romantic thing at all. It's very, like, there's a lot of betrayal in this. So a lot of people do get thrown by that. Don't go into it thinking that this is a love story at all, because it is very much not, but it is a very, very good friendship story. But the reasons why I love it is because a lot of the all the characters, even the side characters, are really, really well-rounded and just so interesting. And also just everything that the main character goes through is really great. And I just love the crap out of this book. I've done like 2 whole reviews about it, I'm pretty sure. So anyway, those are just generally speaking my favorite books of all time, pretty much, mostly. So anyway, let me know if you've read any of these books, have thoughts on them, etc., etc., and let me know what your favorite book is in the comments, and I will see you soon with a new video. Bye!